All right, it's coming.
All right. It says we are live on YouTube, streaming live to YouTube. What is up? And welcome, everybody. I'm Adam Grace. I'm here with Aaron Fisher, Alex Slimmer, and Steve Barcelona from Conjuror Community. And listen, today's video, we're going to take a look at some great stuff, and you'll be glad that you joined us here at Conjuror Community Club. But do us a favor. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you'll be notified every time we go live with a new video, which is often these days. So Aaron Fisher, what are we going to do today, sir?
I am so excited because today we're going to be watching magic from one of my all-time favorite magicians. His name is Matt King. He's been performing in Las Vegas at his own showroom for as long as we know, and for as long as anyone can remember. It has been literally the best magic show, not only for the money, right? But certainly there's a good debate to be had whether it's just not the best magic show in Las Vegas, period, right? It's certainly the best if you want to bring a family of four into a show and get out for $100. But it's an astonishing show. And before that, he was a headliner of comedy clubs for many, many years. And the result is one of the most astonishing things in magic. So we're going to watch some clips of some of Mac's pieces, probably some classics, right, Alex?
It's true. They are. Yeah, you said it best. That's it.
Yeah, you know, I'm curious too, Aaron. How long has Matt King's show been live in Vegas? Do you know?
Well, it's been at least, it was happening. It wasn't in the same showroom, I don't think, but it was certainly going every day, alive and well, by the time I was in college in Las Vegas in 1996, right? So, I mean, but he was working there all the time. It was just then at one point they made the Matt King showroom and they institutionalized the Matt King showroom. And it's like every weekday he'd do a show twice, you know, and it really is a destination magic show. There's more laughs, more magic, and it's not like Grand Illusion. You know, it's just incredibly magical, funny stuff. From the moment the lights dim and the music starts, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hand. You know, it is such a great magic show that it is largely responsible for the illusion that many magicians like to carry around, that there is such a thing as a character you can have for your magic. Because people see Matt King and his character is so clear that you would think that he's a character. But actually, this man developed his magic show trick by trick, joke by joke, piece by piece, until it became so clear that people went, he must have written that on a fortune cookie and decided to dress like that guy. But
the old-fashioned way, as they say it.
Yeah.
Did it the old-fashioned way.
So there's so much to say about him. We know he's from Kentucky. We'll talk about him and his BFF, Lance Burton, and all that good stuff later. Let's hop in and watch a little magic.
All right, here we go. This is the first Matt King clip, which we love. All right, let me know if you can see it. Yeah?
Yes.
Got it.
Stylized. But yes. Yeah, wow. Standing ovation off the bat. Wow. Howdy. Wow. I have that's good. Get that standing ovation out of the way before I start. Appreciate that. Howdy. I'm Matt King. Shoot, I was hoping you'd stand up again. Actually, it's a pretty special occasion for me tonight. It's my first time to wear my new suit. You folks like the new suit? Oh, yeah. I guess since I'm up here in my new suit, we ought to get this show on the road, see what I brought tonight. Ooh, thought I'd start out tonight with the rope trick.
Love this.
Thank you. This is actually the very first magic trick that I ever saw any magician do. My grandpa taught me this when I was a little boy. This used to be his suit. It did. My grandmother made this. Yeah, it used to be her couch. Whenever he would do the trick, my grandpa would always say that the rope had two ends and one center. He'd cut off one end of the rope and say, now I have a piece of rope with just one end. It made sense to me too. He cut off that end and say, now I just have the center of the rope. Thank you. He cut off the middle like this. He'd say, now I have no middle and no ends. Okay, I wasn't that stupid. No, I could tell he still had a piece of rope. Oh, you aren't watching carefully. I'll start over. Howdy. I'm Matt King. All right, back to the rope. My grandpa, he would cut the middle like this. He'd say,
Adam, you know, Matt King is like a super pro, right? Super pro. And whatever was happening, they're shooting this thing, right? Clearly. He walks on stage and everyone stands up and he's literally laughing in a gentle way at the audience and being like, oh, I get it. You're going to give me the standing O before I do something. He's literally, as they would say in England, taking the piss of the audience. There's guess we got that standing ovation all worked out. And just a few minutes later, and he's already giggling because he feels like the room is so over-calibrated, right? The room has been all goosed up for some shooting or whatever's going on. To, you know how audiences are coached, like the old LNL audiences were coached. You know, somewhere along the way at the LNL videos said to everybody, now you're going to do a magic show. It's going to be a magic video, so make sure to be enthusiastic. And then, you know, the magician comes on and it's so over the top enthusiastic that you just look at the camera and you go, this is humiliating. It literally feels like their mothers told them to respond well to the magic. So this is Mac is literally doing this, and then it's still with him, right? Because he does another joke and he goes, I was just hoping you guys would stand up again. So we'll see how watch as we go to see how Mac is reacting to all of the falsely, what do you call it? The manually raised audience reactions, you know?
Now I have two exactly equal pieces. Mine aren't even close. Two exactly equal pieces. I don't know how I did that. My grandpa's, his two pieces, his were about like that, actually. Pretty. Now I'll start over. That's two ends. Whoa, yeah, worked. Two ends and a center. Do me a favor, right here in the front, sir. You watch this end of the rope. You folks in the back over here, you all watch this end. Well, you're watching this end, but it's already over here with the other one. So I have a piece of rope. It has two ends and a center. Oh, thanks. The ends are up here. The center is in between the ends down here. But if we take the ends off, you can't find the center. There, could be there, could be there. Wow. No one knows where the center is until we put the ends back, and there it is. Right.
I love that.
That was beautiful.
He just did it. He just straight up did it. Like, yeah. He didn't worry about that Tabare touch, did he?
This looks like a big corporate event of some kind, don't you think?
It's a very big room, right? You can hear the room tone in there.
Huge.
We were talking, is this the end of the trick?
I don't think so.
No, I think there's a little bit more. But, you know, we are telling guys in the club all the time. We had a rope trick just a couple of weeks ago. And people were talking about, like, what's the purpose of a rope trick? Well, I think a lot of us feel like a rope trick tends to be a pretty good early in the show, first or second trick. It's a great talk piece because you get to talk. More stuff happens. Ideally, you know, you take this. How many effects are in this? Mac is getting a lot of magic done, right? All with this one shtick. And so, you know, I think a lot of us feel like Mac King is the perfect example of what a rope trick can do for you personality-wise in terms of giving you a chance to shine. But there's a little bit more to it. So let's watch the beginning.
Right in between. See my teeth? Yeah, sharp like a small rodent. I cut the rope using the small vermin-like teeth. So we have two pieces of rope tied together with a knot. Not. All right. Let me get these scissors. We'll really cut this thing apart. Come out of there, boys. I cut the rope into halves. The halves into fourths. The fourths into eighths. And the eighths into 16ths. Thank you. I didn't know. I was going to say Little Pieces. Yeah, Kentucky Public School. That's not a joke. All right, for the big finish, I wave my hand over the 16 pieces. I say the magic word, 14ths. I say the magic words, bring, bring. It's my show, I get to make up the magic words. I say the magic words, bring, bring, and they all come out in one piece. I'm not kidding, these knots come right off. It's a piece of rope, 2 ends, 1 center, and that's the rope trick.
I wonder if that was a big showcase. I wonder if that was literally, it said collaborative, it was like, it looks to me like that might have been a showcase type appearance,
Right. He was one of several, would be my guess.
You know what I love, though?
That is his opener, yo. Yes, Steve.
That's exactly what I was going to say. That's his opener. And I just love that. It doesn't follow any of the rules, right? Everyone's like, oh, do something flashy, establish yourself as a magician. You hear that all the time. But here comes Matt, just comes out with his big personality and a rope trick, and kills a room. There's probably 1,000 people in that room, I would bet.
I mean, but
it just kills with a rope and a pair of scissors. That's just awesome, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it certainly breaks certain kinds of rules, but it sort of almost defines the actual rules as I understand them, for a talking act like Matt King. I mean, look, there's no one really better at doing stand-up comedy magic than Matt King. You might have your favorite, right? And there's a couple other guys I would love to watch equally, but really, pound for pound, getting to see Matt show like 30 times while I was living in Las Vegas was really one of the best things I ever did for my education. So it's really, what more can be said about it than that, right? There's more to say about it, of course, but I wonder, I'm curious to know what the next piece is.
Yeah, so we have Max got these, I'd say some of his crucial pieces like aerial fishing, cloak of invisibility. A lot of these, we're going to look at some of those, but this next one is a card trick that I guess is from 1988. So we're talking about young Matt King, and it's really fun to go back and watch.
It's very interesting, right? Because some of those card tricks are long pieces.
Yeah.
Is this like a more of a contained young Matt King?
It is. Well, I don't know. It's hard to say. Let's just check it. Let's start watching it. Let's see. We can stop it.
1988. This was a big year. Ronald Reagan was, winding it up.
I'll say this about Matt King. This material is the material, right? It's the stuff he's been doing for over 20 years, 30 years. And I think that it's interesting to watch it with that in mind, because some of it's the same. Not much has changed in a lot of it, and some things have changed, but they're bigger things. So it's very interesting to look at this at different snapshots in Mac's history for that reason, right?
Yeah, it totally is.
One interesting thing to keep in mind about Matt King, and you can see it right there in the public school joke. John Thompson, rest his soul, the great Tom Sony, who knew Matt King and his best childhood magic buddy, Lance Burton, very, very well, used to say this about those two guys. He would say that Lance Burton is a bumpkin playing the part of a sophisticate, but Matt King is a sophisticate playing the part of a bumpkin.
Wow, that's profound.
That is really awesome.
So in that last bit, right, there was the Kentucky public school joke. Mac does it. He has this character. He's got the character. Hey, my sharp rodent like teeth. But then he said that Kentucky public school, and then he breaks that character. No, it's not a joke. He's right back in, and so it's this beautifully textured thing, and you can see it all the time. So be on the lookout for when Mac's playing with turning it on and turning it off, because he really is a sophisticate playing the part of a pumpkin. Bless his art.
It's a good shirt. All right, here we go. Here we go with the card trick. You see it?
Yep.
Yes.
It's a comedy club days.
Howdy. Well, I'm Mac King. Thanks. Thought I'd start out with this. This is for you. What's your name?
My name is Helen.
Helen. Nice to meet you, Helen. I'm Mac King. Helen, do me a favor. Hold the rope up like this. We'll try a little trick. I hate to ask you to do this, but you're going to have to come up here. Give her a big hand for a volunteer. Come on up. We're gonna...
See what he did there? That's a man working a comedy club who does not want to have early in the show a person come up on the stage and they'd be like, no.
A refusal.
Right,
Yeah.
so he passes out that rope, goes, stand up, show it to everybody. And he's really laying on like they get to stay there. And then he's like, yeah, it'll be better if you just, the worst is over there. Up, the lights are on, and they just, you got me. And of course, no one ever says no.
Yeah, that's right.
Helen, have you ever heard of Houdini?
No.
Oh, he was a magician a long time ago. And Houdini could get out of anything. And you and I and that piece of rope are going to do one of Houdini's most famous tricks. Yeah, this is called the Houdini Challenge Naked Rope Escape. I want you to take off your clothes and tie me up. No, I'm kidding. You don't have to tie me up. No, we're going to do a quick card trick. Do you play cards, Helen?
Yes.
Oh, good. The rubber band is for later. Helen, what I want you to reach out, take any card you like. No, you don't. Take the deck in your own hands. Take the deck in your own hands. Take out any card you like. I won't even look. Have you got one? Okay, now we need to be able to tell your card from all the others, so I want you to take this and write your name really big on the other 51 cards. No, I'll take the deck. You keep your card. You take this. Be careful now, Helen. That's battery operated. And write your name really big right across your card. Really big, Helen. That way everybody will see it. And you'll all know even if I had 2 5s of clubs, I wouldn't have 2 with Helen across them. You knew that already, huh? All right, I'll take this. You show everybody the card, Helen. I think something's wrong. All right. Set it back there, right there, Helen. Oh. I see. I didn't say which card to write on, huh? Or which side, huh? It's okay. Let's see if I can find Helen's card.
Is that a bit?
Of course. That happens in the show. I've seen the show 30 times. That has always happened. It's happened every single time. And it has happened apparently without fail since 1998. The reason we got to mention it is because everybody watching this, it's unlikely that they have got a chance to see Matt King that much. And it's almost impossible when you first see Matt King to think that that stuff isn't really happening. But talk about situation comedy. Mac knows how to set up these situations so that it feels like incredibly spontaneous things are happening all the time. But that has happened in every single show I've ever seen.
There's one little moment where he cues, right? Where he says, sign the card, and he points to where she's going to sign. Yeah. But if you don't notice that moment, it seems as though she innocently just signed the back of the card. Exactly. So it's a little cue, but he's creating that comedic moment every single time, like Aaron's saying, every single time he does the show.
And it's interesting because, I would think, I would not assume these days, like take this out of it. I would not assume these days that if a person thought you were supposed to write on the back of the card, like I didn't see, or at least be aware of this time, him noticeably showing the audience the face. I guess he did, right? He did something like that. Like
when the card's returned, he shows it, and then that's when the gag starts. He says, "Oh, I guess it's going to be easy to find, or so hard to find the card now."
I'm just saying that when the person signs the back of the card as an audience member, not in close-up, I wouldn't necessarily think that would be a problem. Like I would not have been aware of it. So I'm just wondering, I mean, but of course it always has been, right? The audience always gets the joke. But in that one, they seemed to get it before Mac responded to it. And I seem to remember most of the time, you know what I'm talking about, Steve?
Yeah, exactly. When she shows the back of the card, they're already in on the joke. So he's catching up to it, which makes it seem more like it's happening in the moment, you know? What I love about this, though, is that to me, and I don't know this, but it smacks of something that's happened organically in the show that he figured out how to keep in.
Right. Because it does happen.
It out early.
When you do close-up magic and you're not paying attention, spectators will do that.
Yes.
Not realize that they're writing on the wrong side of the card. And I have made it a gag, but I never thought like Mac to go, well, I'm going to make sure that that's a gag that happens every single time I do this card trick. What a brilliant idea, right?
And we're talking like 50 years now, right? I mean, we're literally talking for 40, you know, he'd been doing that. This was not the night he came up with that gag.
No.
So
how old a man is Mac King?
Who can say? He looks
really
young. He
looks so young right there. And I thought he always looked young. And
he couldn't have been 30
like
years
babe.
old. He couldn't have been 30.
Right? Yeah.
Well, certainly not.
Clean living. Clean living.
Guess.
I guess. Yeah.
I don't know.
He only eats Fig Newtons.
I know, right? Fig Newton's a goldfish. That's it.
Let's start over. Howdy. No, get a different one, Helen. There you go. You know the rules. This side. That way, suppose she had the 5 of clubs, even if I had 2 of them. You knew that already, huh? All right. Great. Show everybody, Helen. Now, you recognize that when you see it. I mean, you wrote your name really big right across the face, right? All right. Did you see that? Oh, good. That was the secret move. You know what happens when I do the secret move? Your card jumps to my pocket. Maybe. Yep, that was it. Impressive, huh? I guess it'd be more impressive if it really was the 10 of clubs with Helen on it, and it is. Wow! All right, Helen, one more time. We're going to keep doing this till you like it.
We've been there before.
Oh, wait, I missed, but I was close.
Have you ever seen such a lovely, lovely demonstration of how the Carlisle homing card looks in real life? Complete with the botch. Complete with the botch, second base.
Steamroll over that.
How many times have we all done that? You know?
Yeah, right.
Come out with a different card, but you know, sometimes you just forget.
Let's check it out. Let's check it out again here.
There's beautiful top palm coming.
That was the secret move. You know what happens when I do the secret move? Your card jumps to my pocket. Maybe.
Carlisle.
Yep, that was it. Impressive, huh? I guess it'd be more impressive if it really was the 10 of clubs with Helen on it, and it is. Wow! All right, Helen, one more time. We're going to keep doing this.
Did he say Carlisle?
He didn't. He said, "Oh, that's not it."
No, but before that, he said Carlisle, didn't he?
No, that was Aaron.
Aaron said it? Okay, sorry.
Adding comedic stylings.
I think I actually didn't say Carlisle. I think I said Miss Call.
Oh, that's what it is.
You know, bayonets.
It's so great, you know, but you notice he doesn't lose a beat. It's like, yeah, it doesn't even matter. Who cares?
You know, first person I ever saw use a classic pass on stage was Matt King, and I remember it was the first time I went to go see the show. And I was really obsessed with that stuff. And I had never really just seen a person doing the classic pass on there. And of course it was totally imperceptible, not particularly invisible, just perfect and always under these moments. So it was just a non-issue, you know. It was so educational just to see him.
He just did it just then. I mean, he did it That's how he brought it to the top in that phase. He just used the classic pass, or it looked like a turnover almost, the classic with a turnover of some type. But
I bet it was, but the key is, of course, if you're watching Mac, your mind doesn't actually lower itself down to shit like that unless you force it to.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's continue on.
Yes, till you like it. Oh wait, I missed, but I was close that time. I felt it. Oh, you like that one, huh? All right, I'll do that one again. Okay, once more. Well, that was for my own amusement that time, I think. So. All right. Your card in the center of the deck, right? Where are you from?
I'm from Gaza.
Oh, yeah? What street? No. Hold out your hand. Hold on to that. See, I live in California. In my wallet, I have what every conscientious male from the state of California should carry. Garbage bag twist ties. 2 of them. I'm going to twist tie number 1 around twist tie number 2. They're locked together, right? I'm going to twist this one around this thumb. Give that a couple of twists if you want to make sure that's good and tight around there. No, you're untwisting it. I can take it. There you go. And twist that one around that thumb.
Yeah, this is
all right.
different.
No stale bread at your house, huh? You're getting tired of this, aren't you? You want to sit down?
I'm fine.
That's okay. I'll get you a chair. All right, you have a seat. Oh, wait a sec. Anyway, we're going to do this anyway. I snap my fingers, your card jumps to my pocket. Reach in there, let's see.
What?
Reach in my pocket, let's see if your card is there. What is that other thing? Bring out the other thing.
We're just listening to Steve Martin.
Fail.
But of all the ads they could have given you, Steve Martin's masterclass. I mean, the guy is a comedy magician.
Oh, fail. All right, here we
Are you
go.
working it out? You cycling it out?
Yeah.
No, that's not it. What is that? Oh, Fig Newton. There's no card. There's only one other place it could be. No. Untwist me. Well, untwisted twist ties, you know what I mean. Leave me twisted. What was the card? I must be doing something wrong. You here with Helen?
Yes, I am.
Have a good time. Let me check the instructions to the trick. Helen, I'll tell you what, you hold on those for just a second. Those are the instructions. Now they're printed on the back of that piece of paper. I'll hold the deck and I'll follow along and do whatever you say, and this way you can all learn how this works. Other side.
If card is not in pocket, open this tightly sealed and well secured.
I wrote this myself. I'll read it. It says, if card is not in pocket, open this tightly sealed and well secured envelope to find out why. It's really tightly sealed?
Yes.
I just want to say, before we get to the climax, he handled that little moment, which was weird. He handled that really beautifully. Like the first time he realized that he had someone on stage helping him who didn't read English really well, right? And he immediately said, oh, it's, I wrote it. It's my handwriting. That's my fault. And then he stumbled on the same word she stumbled on. So he made a real conscious effort not to make her look like a fool on stage. It was.
I totally fell for it. I mean, he's so good. We were just talking about how that card gag takes everyone who sees it, right? You believe it's really happening. I watched that with you, and it literally did not occur to me, just as you're saying he intended to. It did not occur to me at all that he didn't just have bad handwriting.
Yeah.
I see your point, but he's very magical, Matt King. He's putting a lot of magic into the things that don't normally get a lot of magic.
All right, this trick is almost over. In fact, this is the climax. This is the end of it right here.
You should be glad this is the short version you're getting.
That's a tight seal. Tear it open. Just rip it. Yeah. Yeah, however you want. Reach inside. Show everyone your card with your name on it. Give her a big hand. Thank you very much for your help. Thanks a lot. Watch your step going back there. Thanks very much.
And that's it.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful card routine there.
Well, he's got a thumb tie in it. I think a lot of that stuff, I could be wrong. It's been years since I've seen the show, but I feel like a lot of that stuff has morphed and been arranged with other tricks. You know, he's got the card that goes in the cereal box now. He's got the bit with the worm. The worm ties into the Fig Newton and the fly, and the worm's in the fly, and Fig Newton's, Fig Newton.
This is definitely an early version of this, and it's comedy club days, right? It's not Matt King with a theater show. It's Matt King traveling the country, going comedy club to comedy club. Just a different era of Mac, right?
And doing, pardon the term, y'all, I mean this in the technical term, dick jokes without ever saying anything inappropriate for a family audience. I mean, that's how you do it, That's how the Muppets stay in business.
That's right. It's true.
C is for cookie, am I right?
Right.
It's good enough for me, bro. Let's watch another.
All right, so this is going to be aerial fishing. If you've never seen aerial fishing, this is an awesome, awesome routine. I mean, he still does this one in fact, I think he did this one on Penn and Teller when he was, he did. He did this on Fullest when he went on.
This is one of the more magical things I've ever seen on a stage.
Totally.
All right, here we go.
What's your name? Nicole, follow me. Ladies and gentlemen, Nicole, the bravest woman at the show. Watch your step.
And he's got it all worked out now. He's got the suit worked out. This is a little older, more polished Matt King, right?
This
there,
is
Nicole. Thank you very much.
Right, exactly. Theater King right here.
It's right over, let's see, right up here, Nicole. We'll slide this right back here. And Nicole, for coming up to help you receive this big goblet of vodka. Sorry, hold that glass of water right down there. That's good. That way everybody can see the water part of the glass really good. And Nicole, when you were a little girl, did you ever go fishing?
No.
No? My grandpa used to take me fishing when I was a little girl. He said in order to catch fish, you have to have three things. You have to have the proper fishing pole. This is my grandpa's original fishing pole right here. You have to have a place to put the fish. That's what you're holding right there, Nicole. I'm going to catch a fish and drop them in that glass of water. The third thing that you have to catch fish is, of course, the proper bait. The Fig Newton. That's right. You bust off about a third of a cookie. That's all you need. A nice, long, squishy, skinny piece of squishy Fig Newton. And you kind of roll up that Fig Newton and squish it up on the hook there, Nicole, so it'll stay on there. And with Fig Newton as bait, you can fish anywhere you want. You and I are fishing out here in midair, but we're not looking for just any fish. We're catching goldfish. There's a goldfish right in front of this guy's head right here. See if I can snag that goldfish out of the air. Yep, got him. Oh, yeah, he is a fighter. Come off of there, boy. Check him out, Nicole. That's a dang real fish. Nicole, do you know the rule here in Las Vegas?
What happens in Vegas stays
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. That's rule number one, yes. Rule number two is whatever you catch, you got to eat. No, he's still there. He's still there. He's just a little scared now. That's why the water's kind of cloudy. Hold that one just like before. Good. Now, I can't show you how to catch fish out of the air, but I can show you how to freak out your friends. Get a carrot and a carrot peeler, and you peel off a big strip of carrot so it looks just like a goldfish. All right, there's work to do. You got to use your teeth. These used to be my grandpa's, too. He ripped the carrot.
Great joke.
So it's vaguely goldfish shaped. Yeah.
Now, pretend like that glass of water, Nicole, is your friend's aquarium, and that there are a bunch of goldfish swimming in there. Here's what you do to freak them out. You hold the carrot piece behind your fingers like this. Nobody knows you have it hidden back there, okay? That's your secret. When you're ready to freak them out, reach down amongst your friend's fish, pull out the carrot, you go, oh, I got your goldfish, ah! Before they get a good look at it, you pop it in your mouth. And they think you ate their fish. Oh, Nicole, hold that glass over to my mouth. Nicole, thank you very much for your help, Nicole.
Did you see that carrot? That carrot for fish? Give me the tongue switch.
It's such a fooler, man. I remember seeing it in the theater show and just being the first time I saw it, it fooled me so bad. It's like, how?
Gene
How
DeVoe.
is it possible?
Is that Gene DeVoe?
That's actually Gene DeVoe's fishing rod.
Is it?
I don't
really?
know if that one is, but I know he has the one, and that's the one he's used for years in Vegas.
Was that whole routine? I mean, how much of that was Mac additions? Like the
Oh,
carrot?
you know, it's hard for me to say because I never saw DeVoe do it because he was like 1950s, right?
I just wonder if he produced a bunch of fish or if the whole sucker bit.
Yeah, I don't know.
The trick
I
thing.
can find out. I should
Well,
find out.
the original aerial fishing's in oh, what's his name? Don't you have the book back there? It's one of those Todd Carr books. Jermaine, do you have it, Adam? The Jermaine book? It's in the Jermaine book, and Jermaine did it just as catching fish. He would just swish the fish and drop it into a glass, and that was it. As far as I know, Mac added all the other stuff where he's switching and producing the carrot for fish out of his mouth. That's all Mac, as far as I know.
I mean, really, the level of commitment for your art form you have to have a goldfish in your mouth is pretty big.
Hey,
really gotta.
Whoa,
want
we're
it.
like sharing secrets on YouTube now.
You know, I don't know. I mean, I saw the fish come out of his mouth, so that's why I thought it was cool, right? I saw the fish come out of his mouth. Am I
He
not
put
right?
that carrot in, right? And then he like
I saw the work.
he
I saw the
switched
work.
it to the tail, and so that you felt like your eye was on the tip the whole time.
Yeah.
It was so gross. And I can't tell whether that's like new-ish or whether I've just never had like a TV close-up in his face while watching it.
I think that's the case. You've just never had a camera
Yeah.
in his face so you could see the actual moment. I think the people, because when I saw him in the theater show, I was in the front row-ish, you know, maybe first two rows, and you could see that moment close up-ish enough so that you get the effect. But that's for TV, right? That's being played for a camera.
Yeah. Oh, what is Don Becker said there?
Oh, he's a St. Louis guy. He used cigarettes for bait and caught 3 fish, which he dropped into a fishbowl.
Great.
So he didn't
That's
use
a
it for
great routine.
gluten, which is just really that's just
Yeah.
Oh, that changes
believe
it.
it. Dean DeVoe using cigarette butts, man. I like him even more now. Hey kid, put this out and bring it back here. We gotta go fishing with it.
Matt King, I idolized Matt King growing up. And I swear he used to take every opportunity to get a laugh out of me, right? It was incredible. My first week ever at the Magic Castle. It's very scary, right, Alex? Scary. It's exciting. You know, you have to crest the wave and you have to fight the dragon and you show up and do it. And then Sunday night, it's all over and you've done it all and your adrenaline is receding. And I walk out into the room and there's Matt King and Mike Caveney in the front row of my, just going.
Nice guys.
Totally messing with me, right? Knowing it. Then a few years later, Lee Asher and I are getting ready to do the Midnight Madness. It's a midnight lecture for the big convention, man, for like the Las Vegas Desert World Magic Seminar in Las Vegas. And we're about to go on stage in like 5 minutes. There's like a lot of people out there, you know. Matt King walks backstage, rolls up to Lee and I, knows we look up to him and goes, "Don't suck," and then just leave.
I love that.
Absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal.
Oh, that's
Once
good.
I had a house party with Dan Harlan, and all of the guys in Vegas who were in for the convention came. And ding dong, I opened the door, and there was bare butt cheeks staring at me. And I said, "Come in." And It was at Two Pairs of Butt Cheeks, and the Butt Cheeks walked into the living room, and it was Matt King and David Williamson's ass that came to my house. I didn't know how to feel about that. But perhaps the worst one was on this one occasion I was doing a prank with Lee Asher in Las Vegas in Caesar's Palace. We were doing, I can't describe the details of the prank, but Salverio Piasante, Lee Asher and I were in the midst of the prank. And in this particular prank, there was a danger that we might be seen, because while we were there to get photos of the prankee, we found ourselves hiding in the sports book. So we were literally on our hands and knees in the sports book at Caesar's Palace. And we're standing there and we hear someone go, hey guys. And we turn there and there is Matt King looking down like, what have these punks gotten themselves involved in? And we're like, howdy.
Which is his line.
Right. All right, guys. You know, so just absolutely humiliated. But, you know, Adam had to go to the restroom, so it seemed like the appropriate time.
Hey, you know, Michael Sproul said that when he was in Vegas, he got called up. Him and his wife got called up to do the Cloak of Invisibility. I was thinking maybe we should watch that one next.
Absolutely.
That is totally an all-time.
And incidentally, all-time wise, this was invented after that point. This was not around. This was the late addition to the show.
Here's Matt King.
Well, I'm Matt King. I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to take the two of you. It's going to be fine. Give it up for my new buddies. Oh, that's our boyfriend. Oh, okay, you guys. Hit it. Watch your step there. Straight sides, if you will. Thank you very much. Right on this side. Thanks very much. What's your name, sir?
Bob.
Bob, any idea what this is, Bob?
Not at all.
This is a cloak of invisibility. That's right, this is the Matt King Cloak of Invisibility. I put this on, boom, you can't see me. As soon as I put it on, bang, I'm invisible. I wear it, I disappear. Put it on, I'm gone, rendered invisible by the Matt King Cloak of Invisibility. I don't feel like doing it tonight, but that's what happened. Tonight, I feel like doing a card trick. What's your name, ma'am? Natalie. Are you a gambler?
No.
Sure you are. Natalie, do me a favor.
That's a great joke.
That's a good joke.
Oh, that is good.
Oh, I so want to steal that joke.
I do too, but
I know.
Take those cards. Thank you, ma'am. Count 10 cards one at a time in my hand, Natalie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Off the bottom for 8. And 9 and 10. Perfect. Yes, 10. Hand the rest deck over to Bob, if you will. Natalie. And Natalie, take these 10, step back where you were. Put those 10 cards someplace where I can't get to them. Turn around. Yes, ma'am. And Bob, 10 more while she's secreting the cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. 10 cards for Natalie in the secret place. Bob, put these in your pants pocket. Just gonna start being specific. Where did you end up with those cards? You don't want me searching for them. No, I don't want them. I just want to know where they are. Down the back of your pants? Okay, it's important that I know because I'm gonna sneak in there without you feeling it. I'm going to sneak in there without you feeling it and sneak out 3 cards. Then I'm going to sneak those same 3 cards into your pants. You're going to feel it. So 3 cards will fly invisibly through the air from Natalie's pants into Bob's pocket. In order to do this, I need the aid of a secret device. I'm going to go off stage and get the device. While I'm gone, you tell everybody about your hair. I shall cause those same exact 3 cards to fly back from Bob. Now, get ready, for this is gonna blow your funky minds. Right now, there are 2 people on stage. Now there are 3. You may think it was just a nice couple up here telling you about their hair, but I will prove to you for the last few moments, I walked invisibly among them. Bring yours out of there, Natalie. Take your cards out. Did I shove them down a little too far? Sorry. Count them here, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7.
We could only hope for that reaction every time.
I know, right? I've never seen this trick hit this hard, you know?
Yeah.
Warm card. 7 warm card. Bring him out of there, Bob. Make sure you get them all. I don't have to go in those leather pants again. Count them here, please, sir. 1 at a time. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Is there more, Alex? Or is that
There's one more quick trick. Yeah, we should.
Books are awfully nice. Real quick before I go, a lot of people say that there are no cures for the hiccups.
But we want to come back to this right after we watch this. We're going to talk about this cards across. All right.
But I have invented the Mac King Hiccup Cure. This really works. You get a big grocery bag and put it over your head. Don't everybody leave. Put the bag over your head and you spin around till you're really dizzy. Thanks very much for having me. I'm Mac King. Thank you, guys.
So good. So good.
So that cards across thing with the cloak of invisibility, I saw him do an interview where he talked about where that came from. He said that he was roommates with a comedian in the beginning of being a comedian. And his roommate was a comedian as well. And he did that gag to him. He got a rain poncho, he put it on, and Mac's sitting there in his living room watching TV. And this buddy puts on the cloak and he's like, I am invisible. You don't know where I am. And he starts walking around the room and he picks up objects. Look at this. Look at the flower pot. It is levitating off the table. And he puts it down and he walks to the edge of the room and he says, and now you will see me reappear. And he rips off the rain poncho and, you know, Mac laughs his ass off. And it's a gag that his buddy does for him when they're sitting around bored. And Mac has a show that night, does a comedy club. And he asks, can I do that gag? Do you mind if I do it in the show? The guy's like, I don't care. That was for you. You do whatever you want with it. And he tried it in the show and he did the same thing. Had no trick, just put on the rain poncho. And he did all this shtick about being invisible and it didn't play. Didn't get a laugh, didn't get anything. It was like a waste of like 3-4 minutes of him messing around with this rain poncho. He's like, I don't know what it was about that thing, but I knew there was something about it that was good, but I didn't know what until he got the theater show. And when he got the theater show, he was looking for more formal pieces and he had cards across. He's doing cards across because it's a great stage trick, but it wasn't hitting. It wasn't playing. And for some reason, the rain poncho and the invisibility cloak popped in his head and went, I bet that's it. I bet that does it. And it played and he never took it out. And that's how it came about. Because it's the cards across, it's cards across, right?
It's definitely a Chicago inspired cheek to cheek. I mean,
like
a lot of
without their wand, right?
Or the method, but but the method being sort of about your cheeks. Place this one next to, which cheek is it under?
Yeah.
Now you place those under your left cheek. So it's entirely buns oriented. So he's kept the bun stuff, but literally made it subtext because it's the cloak of invisibility.
Does he do the buns every time?
Mac does this shtick about you're going to put them in your pocket, and you know he always gets a variation, you know, because they're not seated at stools, so he plays it.
Yeah,
but he's really, his attention's on the cloak shtick.
Yeah.
He's just using the cheek to cheek material as wonderful ways to get laughs in between. You know.
So I have a story I can't put names to. Does anyone want to hear it?
Well, is it funny?
Maybe.
All right.
It may not be funny. I don't know.
Well,
I'll just make it quick.
I suffer with that every day.
Yeah, I know, right? So there's a show in town here, and a magician who shall not be named was doing the entire Cloak of Invisibility act.
Like, that's not cool. Not cool.
Word for word. Word for word. And somebody, and I was on that show, and somebody was in the audience who happened to know one Mac King and had his phone number in
I like
cell phone, right? So he does the Cloak of Invisibility pretty poorly, I might add. And then as he came off stage, the guy just went, "Hey, someone wants to talk to you." Boom. And put Mac, and Mac was like, "Hey man, that's my signature piece. Don't be doing that anymore." Oh, whatever. And so then it was really great to watch like someone's face just like melt, you know. It was pretty cool.
That's a good story. Oh,
oops.
Oh my gosh. Well, I wish we had longer to unpack Mac King today. There's really so much to talk about. Maybe we'll do another session on him because we have so many more videos of his to watch. But unfortunately, we have run out of time for today's Afternoon Astonishment. Thank you for telling that story, Steve. That's an amazing, good story.
It was a fun night.
I think it's pretty funny. I think it's pretty funny that you did that to someone.
I didn't do it.
He said the names were changed, man. Names were changed.
Names were changed to protect the innocent.
Beeb Sarsalona did it.
Stephen Anthony. That was my state.
Too Jewish?
Exactly.
Well, we hope you guys had fun today. Hey, do us a favor, hit the like button. That tells YouTube we're doing a good job on these videos. And while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to us. That way you'll know as soon as we come out with new videos, which we're doing all the time. If you haven't heard of Conjuror Community Club, this is what we do many times a week. Live jams, member specials, and lectures, and all kinds of stuff. So come join us at our proper Magic Club. There's a link in the description. And thank you guys for joining us today. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you next time on Afternoon Astonishment.